Hello everybody and welcome back to Megastore Simulator. Just bringing the last of my meat for my butcher section around into the fridge storage. That's going to be popped in just down here. We've got one space spare because we've got 48 spots and only 47 products. But now this particular fridge is now full of meat. So all of the stuff for the butchers is nicely stored away. So that's good. That's pretty much the last time I'll need to go in there. I'll leave that there for now so I know where it is. Right, let's find our way to the door to the music section. Here it is. Right, I'll show you what we're going to be doing today then. So I've had a bit of a move around over here. As you can see, it is now chaos. So the bakery has now moved. I've placed that over there because I needed this space really for, well, as you can see, lots and lots of meat because stuff is quite large. So I'm going to need to utilize the larger space, and this is the larger space. So that's coming over here. Then we'll probably move the seafood to the corner or here or something like that. And then the bakery will be similarly placed to where it is over there, but I've just thrown it over there for now. So we're going to do some butchery to get us started today because these all need filling up. And then I'll just let the staff take care of it after that. I was going to do sort of section by section here. I was going to do beef, chicken, pork, lamb, you know, the usual as you would see in many butchers. But we are 99% beef. In this particular butcher's. I think we've got maybe 3, 4 maybe pieces of pork, less chicken. We've only got like 1 chicken mince, I think, and then the rest of it's pre-packed anyway. Weirdly, you have some pre-packed items. So these all came pre-packed. I don't know why we do that. We buy in some pre-packed items even though we chop it all ourselves. Kind of weird. But we do have some pre-packed stuff as well. But yeah, there's just not enough of the other items to warrant having different sections. They wouldn't even fill one of the fridges here. So rather than bother around with that, I've just thrown it all together because it all kind of looks the same when it's on anyway. And yeah, like I say, we're out of 47 items. There's like 40 lots of beef. So I'm just going to have it mostly beef. But before we get on with the butchery though, you may notice at the bottom of the screen, I have an extra tab. So I've got inventory number 9. I don't know why it's not inventory number 5, but we've got inventory number 9. And that is a new mod, and a very exciting mod at that. So thank you to Dylan in the previous video, left a comment giving me a heads up to this brand new mod, and it is a good one. It's exactly what I've been looking for. It is the placeable walls mod. So if I press 9, and unlike a lot of mods as well, it actually tells you how to use it properly when you're actually on it as well, which is a lot of mods just kind of go, here you go, and you kind of figure it out, or you can read about them, but you kind of figure it out as you play. But this mod tells you exactly what you need to do at all turns, which is very good as well. But this allows me, for free, to place walls wherever I want. So we can now, for example, put a wall back in over here. So I can now place my wall back and can have my nice coloured wall down there and have that as its own closed off section. And we can do that everywhere now. So we can have a lot of fun with this going forwards. How it works, though, is if we press number 9 and then we click on a wall, and let's say, for argument's sake, I want it there. And you can place a wall, then you walk along for as long as you want your wall. So you can have it as short or as long as you wish. Let's say I want it to go to there, place it down, and it gives you a wall. This wall is fully paintable as well. So if you go onto your paints and stuff like that, it operates exactly like any of the other walls around the store. You can then, if you so please, so let's say you just want a cutaway in your wall. You can have a little cutaway section in your wall. So if you now, for example, if you, I don't know, maybe you wanted that in your toy section, you wanted like a walkway in because it was separated from another section, you've now got yourself a walkway. How good is that? But it doesn't end there either. So if I just create a bit more wall, because I'm not sure we're going to have enough wall here for a door, you can actually add some doors in as well. So if I just put that there and bring that along to there, for example, or to there, and then I click on the sliding glass door, you can put a door in as well. Now, I'm not sure where I would use this particularly, but I could definitely see a use for it in some sections where you might have a door. For instance, we could have a cutaway, complete cut-off section for our seafood and our butchers. I might well do that. And you walk through a door to get in there because obviously, you know, the smell from a butcher's and a fishmonger is kind of going to penetrate through the rest of the store. It's right next to my music section. That's going to penetrate through a little bit, isn't it? So you could have it closed off behind a wall and a door, which is quite nice. So you can create all sorts of sections like this now. Very, very useful mod. I really like that. I also, when I've been having a look at this just to see how it worked, I thought, how good would it be if they implemented elevators into this? If we could have a lift We could, you know, if it was several stories high, like if you can keep going higher in this in the future, hopefully they introduce something like that. Because it just, when I walked through this the first time, it was like you've reached the second floor kind of thing and you walk out of the lift and into the next part of the... I quite like that. So hopefully that gets brought in at some stage as well. But yeah, that is a very, very handy mod. And if you want to delete stuff, also very easy. So you can either just click it one by one, or if you hold shift and go down the line, it just highlights red for as far as you're looking kind of thing. And it'll get rid of the whole lot for you. So it's very easy to operate and very useful. Right, so let's build ourselves a little bit of wall back, shall we? So let's come out of that by pressing R. Let us go back into the wall section. Bring myself a wall in. So we're going to have it from about there all the way down. So there. Could have had this a little bit wider, I suppose, but we'll have it like that. We don't really need it wider, do we? And then I can bring in my color scheme back. And there we go. Our new wall is complete. And I have to say, it looks really, really good. That's really brought the section back to how I had it before. And we can keep it this way now forever, because we can obviously still walk behind it now, which is perfect. Massive fan of this mod. That is exactly what I was looking for. So we're going to do that in various other places around the Megastore as well. We won't do it everywhere. Not every single section of the store needs to be segregated off, but for certain ones we will do. We could do it with toys, for example, or maybe as you come up the escalators here, we could put in a wall. We could even go all the way down with a wall there and a doorway into this next part or something like that, but we could segregate off the toys, but we'll do it for different sections around the place. But today we are going to be very busy anyway, so we're not going to do much more of that today, but that is going to be something I will go around doing over the next several videos. We'll get a nice look to all of our sections because we can now cut them off properly and make them look nice. So if you are interested in that mod, I have a link to it in the description of the video. I've got actually a link to all of the mods that I'm using there. If you click on those links, it will take you directly to where you need to download it from. I have a video there as well that clearly explains how you install these mods and a lot of other stuff as well. So in the description of the video is where you'll find all things mod related. Right, on to today's video then. We are going to be doing some more butchery to begin with. I've done most of it, done all of those fridges. There's just a handful of things left in this one, and then that one still to do. I think one of those things is some more mince, so let's put some of this in. This operates very easily, simple click to wrap it, and back up there again. Not much to do here. Press escape to leave, grab your tray, and then go and find a place for it. Now, I've filled this one already, so it's going to have to mingle in with some other things. So we'll put this at the end here. I think there's only one more. There's one there. Yeah, I think there's only one more of those. Oh, no, two more. There's only two more. So we'll they'll just have to live with everything else, unfortunately. All right, let's chop some of these. So I'm only going to do a little bit of each one of these. I'm not going to bother filling them because as soon as I've got one on, then our staff member can do it and they can just race through it because they do it a lot faster than the player does. But obviously I have to be the one to initially place it. It'd be quite nice actually in some ways if you could just place a label and they would do that for you. This is the way it has to be done. Some more mince, put that in there, and then that fridge I believe is complete, so I'll move this one over here. Just been moving them out of the way so I don't end up double doing something accidentally. I'll put this over here. Got one more spot in there. I might chuck the other mince in there actually then, since we've got one more to do. that one's done as well. So we've just got one space in there and then that to fill. We should have maximum spots filled because there was one spot left over. I've already double done something else. So we should, when I've finished these, fill up all of the remaining spots. Let's get these chopped because then we can actually rearrange and hopefully get open as well. I can open up while we rearrange the seafood section and stuff like that. I can actually open up anyway. But obviously, we've got to get all of this stuff on because otherwise nobody will be able to buy it. Okay, we are all sliced, diced, and minced. Everything is on the shelves. I've just had to rearrange them because I actually went wrong somewhere and I ended up double shelving something I shouldn't have done because I couldn't find the space for the final thing. So I had to go back all the way through them and find out what I'd done wrong. So I've managed to do that. So we've now got everything on these shelves. So now we just need to place them. So I'm thinking over here, now we've got that wall mod. We can put a wall in here and I probably will. But I'm going to see if we can just place them first. So I'm just going to move this out the way over here. Begin with. Let me make sure my mod is running so I can put things anywhere just to help us out a little bit here. Okay, so what I'm thinking is to have them sort of against the wall or leave I think we need to leave a gap, otherwise nobody's going to be able to get in. So we'll leave the gap there so they can all walk around the back end. I think if we go 2 and then sort of a diagonal shape, I'm hoping this works. So we'll go 2, then we'll go a diagonal shape. Sort of come in slightly. Like that. Then we'll go across and round. It's going to be a big section, this. Bring these over out of the way. That's going to have to come there. Unfortunately, that pillar is kind of in the way, isn't it? With this particular layout. I mean, I don't have to go diagonal there. Just thought then if I could diagonal that here. Something like that. Other way around, obviously. But if we could have done something like that, then we could have finished it off the same the other side. It does create quite a large circle, though, doesn't it? You know what? I think we'll just come out 3 instead of that diagonal. Have it like that instead. Obviously, this is moving, so that's not a problem. I think that's the only way I'm going to get beyond... Uh-oh. Stuck. Still stuck. That was close. I was almost for sale. Yeah, we'll do that, I think. And then we'll kind of have this built into the look of it. Because that can come down here then. Yeah, we'll have it like that. It's going to take up less room. That can go in just there. And then finally that one can go in just there. Then all of our fridges and everything else will live in the center. Still quite a big unit, isn't it, this? But... much else I can do, I don't think. Right, the fridges, as I say, they'll all go down the center here, so we can just have them like that. I think we've got 6 of these. So we're going to have to open up before we decorate because I've only got $2,673 left. This meat has been quite expensive. It's taken all my money away. Just getting it all in. So yeah, I can't afford the floor and the wall decorations. So we'll have to be open for a few minutes and then I'll be able to chuck all that stuff in afterwards. Grab this. Go on the very end, and then that's just got a bit of room here for our cutting table and our mincer. One can go one side and one the other. Good. So that is the butcher's, essentially, before decoration, complete. So we've got all of our meat for sale now. It's all done. Staff members ready to work. So I'll unpause. I think I'll unpause her now, actually, because she's actually got a lot of stock to fulfill there. We've also paused the restockers. They can also be unpaused. So we go to manage staff. So my butcher can be resumed. And then all of my restockers, which are currently paused, can also be resumed so they can get busy with other items. So now we need to move the seafood section because obviously this is just not going to work. I'm hoping to get that over there. I'm not sure we'll get it in that space, to be honest. Maybe in its similar kind of layout to what it is now. A bit tight, isn't it? Okay, so I've just been tinkering around a little bit. So I've moved my butchers over to the right, just slightly, only by about a square. This was touching this before, so I've moved it about a square over. It's a little bit tight down there now, as you can see, but it's still walkable. You can still get down here, no problem. But yeah, I just didn't quite have enough room to get my seafood section in over here in any kind of way that made sense. So I've got it in like this for now. Once we get this wall down, I'll probably change the shape of this and we might put it behind a wall or do something interesting. But at the moment, it's functional. It works. They can get down both sides pretty easily. He's in here and does his stuff. So it's not too bad. But yeah, we'll probably wall it off or something eventually. But once we get that wall down, because I just can't fit it in any kind of nice way at the moment where I can get it perfectly done. So it's fine as it is just now. So we just need to do the bakery. So at the moment, just need to move a couple of things around. Otherwise, we can't actually get a lot of this stuff in. So you're going to come back to there. It's going to be exactly the same thing we had over there, but just here is what I'm going for. A lot of these now can be placed. Now I know the layouts. Just disabled the PlaceAnywhere mod temporarily just to make sure. So I like using it. Obviously, you can clip things in, but I don't want to clip everything through each other because you never know sometimes. You might clip a load of stuff together and then the staff can't actually use it. So I like to sort of have it on and off at various times. Why aren't they snapping on there? For instance, I might use it now because I don't know why that's not snapping on perfectly. There we go. Then we had the oven at the... Oh, we've got two more. Hang on. Did we do that? Was the oven that close to him up there? I don't think it was. We might have a slightly tighter area here than we had over the other side. I'm pretty sure his oven was not that close to him. Oh, maybe it was. It's fine anyway, though, isn't it? It's not super close. There's enough room to walk around. All right, let's snap that on there. And one final display. Hopefully that fits just there. And it does. All right, there's not much room to get around that side now, but you can still enter from the other side. So that's okay. You can still enter this side, but not so much that side. So we are slightly tighter, I guess, than we were before, but that's okay. It all works. Right, so that is the bakery basically complete, as that was before, so that's fine. So the bakery's done. Seafood will be completed over the next several videos. Once we get that next wall taken down and we can move a little bit further in, then that will be complete, but it's essentially complete. The butcher's is basically complete as well. We just need to decorate it, but I can't do that at the moment because I only have $2,673, and that's not enough money to purchase the flooring and the walls, so we're going to need to open. But while I've been tinkering with all of that, I've set all the stuff back going again, so we're getting pretty well restocked. My butcher has been hard at work, as you can see, and has filled most of these shelves with things we need. So I think we can get ahead and open to start earning some money. We'll leave that there. Let's open up and then we'll do some decorating as we go, because I can't imagine I'm going to get that busy at my checkout. If we saw in the previous video, I do get some customers, but I don't get many. So we can just wait for a bit of money to come in here and then we can decorate a little bit. Yeah, I would like to sort of wall this in, really, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. Where would I put my walls? Now, those freezers don't need to stay here. They're not... This is not their forever home. They are not staying just here. They are moving. So next time or the time after, we're going to get the fresh produce. So we're going to get all our fruits and vegetables over there. And this whole section here is going to kind of flow into here. So this will look different. We'll probably make a freezer aisle or something like that, maybe through the middle, because they don't need to be here. So then maybe we could wall off over there. Not sure. We'll see. All right, how much money we got now? We've got now money is actually arriving. I can buy some of this stuff. I think it costs like $1,000 each, which is why I haven't done so far. So we need white butchery tiles. We should have those. I also need the red butcher tiles. You see, now I can't afford the other three. As soon as somebody gets served, we'll be pretty close, because most people are spending large quantities of money these days. Just need a few people to start paying. And see one at the self-checkout already. So that's handy. Waiting for a couple more. Come on, people, spend some money. In fact, there might be some in a vending machine. We only emptied them in the previous video, so there's not a lot, and I've not done any days in between. This might actually be enough to pay for my decorating. I think it will be. Quite handy. Right, no customers yet. Nope. So have that, and have that. I think that's good to go. I think I've got everything on my colour wheel now. So let's have a look, see what we're doing here. So let's go with the general black to begin with. Then I might have that just there, like so. Then we've got a red version of that that could come out. Oh, I wish it started drawing it straight away. It's going to go too far, isn't it? But when I bring in some new walls, that's actually not too bad. It's only just over, isn't it? Not too bad. Yeah, we'll have that. We'll have that. Yeah, when I start bringing in some of my own walls, that'll probably work quite well. I think this is the butcher's floor. Looks enough like it to me anyway. So we'll have that all the way around here. As we'll have it out the front as well for everybody to walk on. The fishmonger. So this is the fishmonger's floor, but I think I'm going to stick with the white tile as well for this. Have we got anybody waiting for me yet? Apparently not. Really not very busy at my checkout, am I? Oh, we'll do something like that. So that's all white tiled. So we just need to put the wall around there. So this has got its own wall as well, which I think is... Is it that one? I think it is. Pretty sure it is.
That looks great.
That's floor. Sorry, we're still on floor. Hang on. It does look like that, but that's that one, isn't it? We have that for the fishmongers, or we could carry on with the butcher's wall, but I don't think so, because we could carry on with the black one, couldn't we? Just have a look, see how this looks actually, because we could carry on with the black wall, but they look kind of weird with the red. We've got somebody. We've got somebody. Sorry about the wait, sir. Whiz you through. Cash payment, no change needed. Thank you very much. A bit tight just here, isn't it? We need to work on that. Obviously, it's temporary, but still need to work on it. Yeah, would a black one work better? Just a black wall there instead of the fishmonger's wall? I don't know. Maybe it's a bit dark. We'll stick with this one. There we go. Not bad. I think we'll come over to about there with it. Keep it in line. That's okay. Looks a bit weird with the black and the red, doesn't it? I think I might go with the red one, you know. Instead of the black one. And we could just go simple red at the end. How does that look from over here? Yeah, I think I prefer that. A bit difficult to see when everything's in the way. Yeah, I think I prefer that than the black one. If we eventually put a wall, actual wall here, which I may well do, then I'll maybe put a black wall there between the music section and that. If I decide to wall that off completely, which I might do, because obviously I've walled it off with shelving for now. So we could do that. We got anybody waiting yet? Nope. Let's try that now. Since the walls are free anyway, we might as well. Lost absolutely nothing by trying. How is this going to like it, I wonder? Seems fine. We'll leave this gap between the two sections so you can get in and out. It's not bad, because then I could maybe black wall that, or we could even red wall it. Let's try black wall for now. Or we could do the other drawing. I think that's a bit better, actually, isn't it? It's kind of made a nice section. It's just what design we'd like. We've got somebody waiting. Hello there. Cash payment. You would like 25 cents change. Thank you very much. Okay, should we try this one? See how it looks? Just with that painted in the middle. Really got to move these. These are annoying. They are moving now because that little walkway there, I need to close that off really. Or move, I suppose move the self-checkout because people like using it. They're going to use it anyway. But we think that's all right though with the, I don't like the fact it's painted it on that edge. You see it's just beginning to paint another one. Let's get rid of that. Don't want that. How are we doing? Somebody waiting? Sorry about that, sir. Ooh, 3 pieces of meat. Card pay. I would pay by card as well, sir. $337 for 3 pieces of meat. This town's going to be full of vegetarians and vegans before I've finished the price of my meat and dairy and everything in this supermarket. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not too bad. I suppose you should have that wall, really, where they're preparing everything. But I've got that just here. I could put a wall just here, and they could be walled in. But that might be too much wall. I think that's going to be too much wall, isn't it? If I start walling people in. But we could put a wall... Put a wall between the fridge. I'm getting a bit too creative now. Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I know. I'm getting too creative here. I'm trying to think about other things rather than serve. I apologize. She was not happy with me, was she? I got a good telling off there. Yeah, I wonder if I can get a wall in just behind the stuff there. But I probably could. I'll just move this slightly. I don't know how this is going to look though. It's going to, because it's a tall wall, it's going to go right up to the ceiling. So it might look a bit weird. Having a random wall.
Stale. I hope I'm wrong.
Let's find out. I do like the fact that this has so much free placement to it. So it's just on a slide. Hopefully this gets implemented into the game as a full thing. It's very, very handy. Right, we could colour this one. Might as well just colour it red, actually. There's no point putting a drawing on it because it won't happen. And then we put these up. Follow the other side of it as well. Just see how it looks before I bother with that, though. Put that there.
Nice and fresh.
That there. Why is this not being very strange? Let's make sure the mod's on. We can do it with a mod instead. There we go. I was going to see how that looks like. I've got another customer. Just before I get told off again, let's serve this person. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. We just whiz you through. Cash payment, $6.70 change. Thank you very much. A little bit odd having a bit of a tall wall just in the middle there, but I think it kind of looks good from this angle, doesn't it? That is the prep area, so it makes sense to have a tiled wall they can just wipe down when they've been slicing through meat. Yeah, I like that. So we'll paint it the same from the other side, I think. I bet it looks a bit strange from this side. Actually, not as bad as I thought, but we'll give it a cheeky paint anyway. There we go. We could do the same sort of thing by building little walls in the seafood section. Once we get that next wall taken down, my thought was to have a little wall putting it off entirely. So he walks through like a little doorway or something to get to work. And it's all kind of then colored in that kind of wall around it. So it's all enclosed. And then the counters just pop out of the wall. But I don't know if we can achieve that. But we definitely can't achieve it at the moment with the size that we have, unfortunately. Mouse just disconnected again there. That's a problem, an ongoing problem. I thought I'd fixed it. But I still don't know what the issue is. I thought it was the mouse to begin with. I thought, well, you know, its USB is failing or something like that. But then it's, yeah, it doesn't do it. I tried it on a different PC. It doesn't do it on that PC. Didn't have any problem with it for about 2.5 weeks, and now it's just started randomly connecting and disconnecting again. So I don't know if it's a hardware issue, because you'd think if it was, the mouse would be doing it all of the time on every single machine I use it on. And it is not doing so. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the butchers. This, as I say, this will get sorted out with a wall. So we need to do the bakery then, don't we? What colour can we have our bakery? We've got the orange there. What kind of wall can we give our baker? Because he could also have a wall. In fact, he could have the brick wall. He could have the black brick, because that would look good in a bakery. And we've got black and orange then. Whether to continue the fish wall. I think we'll continue the seafood wall to there. Then we'll go black brick. There we go. Got a customer. Let's go back and serve. Grab these. Thank you very much, sir. That is 31 cents change. Hope to see you again sometime. Yeah, it's not bad. I think I definitely will wall that off. So yeah, once we get that wall taken down and that can be set into its own section, I'm definitely going to wall this off so that the bakery is not, you know, right in the seafood and the butchers. So I'm gonna separate them as much as I can. I'm going to segregate that off from them with a wall. If I put a wall in there now, it's going to be, people aren't going to be able to get round, I don't think, because they're only going to have this walkway through. So I think we definitely need, yeah, we need these walls so that it'll go backwards slightly. So then they'll be able to walk through here as well, and then the wall will begin. Because we could have an archway coming off of the, we had an archway here, for example, coming off, so they can walk through here into the thing there, and then the rest of it's wall. But if I do that now, it would be far too tight, I think. We could try it, but I think it'll be far too tight. Well, let's have a go. So if I were to sort of center of this all the way down to there.
This looks a little stale. I hope I'm wrong.
Not bad, but then if we put a little walkway in there, it's not a long enough wall to really segregate. That's what I was thinking. If I put a little cutout there, for example, to walk through, it's not bad. It's kind of what I want, but when, you know, it needs to be much longer, I think, because you're still leaving your bakery open a little bit, and it's a bit tight for space as well. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but we'll do that in future. Right, I need to go back to my wall a second, and then we need to go back to this. Has that gone through there? Yes, it has. So we need to move the wall slightly over as well, I think. Otherwise, it'll look something like that. That's not bad. I prefer that. So yeah, we'll probably put a wall over there as well then. Right, have I got any more customers? I don't think so. We're at the end of the day. Okay, just while I was waiting for the final few customers to finish shopping, I've actually moved that wall slightly further over. So we've now got it to in line with the edge of that And that now fits perfectly in there. It's given us a bit more room to get around into the bakery as well. Everything is painted and looks good. Quite liking the look of it. I've carried on the white flooring all the way through the bakery as well, because I kind of think it suits the bakery as well. So that ends just there, and then we can go back into our normal supermarket floor after that. So that is a pretty good day's effort, actually. It's not too bad at all. So we've got our new butchers up and running and all decorated. As I say, we might add some more walls to that in future, but that's essentially how it's going to look. This is almost how it's going to look. It's just going to be rearranged slightly when we get that far wall taken down. We've just got a bit more room, then I'll come up with a better design for it. But essentially, it's going to look something like this over here in the seafood section. And then we have our bakery all nicely done as well. So we shall leave it there. Hopefully next time we'll do a bit of moving this grocery stuff around and getting some fresh produce in as well. And another day, hopefully we'll serve a few more customers next time. You never know. But until then, I shall bid you farewell. So if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave it a like, consider subscribing to and joining the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you for another video very soon.